The stage is set, the night ignites beyond the screen where drinks take place. Hear the call, we'll let you loose. Let everyone respiration. Welcome to the Aftershow, where stories intertwine. The pulse of gaming, pop culture's greatest stride. With every click and sound, the heartbeat of our dream. We dive into the depths where passion blends insane. Turn it all down, yeah. The Aftershow begin. Our culture's got the spotlight. We're giving them a rest. Discussion under passion. The topics to explore. On it can encore that's bound to enter. In the world we know, we're breaking through the noise. Now the fire is high with games and culture's voice.
Mustard. I don't know.
There you go. Asking you shall receive. What's up, Naysayer Nation? We are back for another week of the Aftershow Podcast, where me, myself, and JayShockblast, and the spirit of Casual Avenger, and the God of Deep Dish that watches over us all, break down everything that happened this week in gaming, pop culture, superhero stuff. The usual. We got a somewhat eventful week. We had let's see, the new Superman trailer dropped, and of course the Snyder cult had a lot to say about it. We had the latest saga in the launch of Bungie trying to get Marathon off the ground, and it's not going well. It's not going well at all. It's actually quite catastrophic. We'll talk about that. We also had some Marvel Rivals drama. There's a lot of people worried about the long-term health of the game. We'll get into all that. We had some stuff about the Iron Man game come up as well, and NBA playoffs. We're finally into the conference finals. Of course, we had the draft lottery, the rigged draft lottery. So we'll maybe get into that, how we'll randomly get into basketball talk. So we'll probably get into that a little bit. But first, how you doing, Mr. Shockblast?
It's certainly been an interesting week for sure. Yeah. Last week we had PAX East. That was an event.
It was. I hear it is an event with a location and people that attend.
Yeah, a lot of people attend. I don't know, man. I love PAX East. I've been to every single one of them, and
this one wasn't it.
It's hard because, if you like indie games, you're gonna go, and board games, you're gonna go there and have a great time. All right.
I mean,
they're not getting as many exhibitors. I know that's not their fault. They're backing out of a lot of these things. And there was a time where you just couldn't walk on the floor. Now there's more space to walk than there is exhibits.
And play board games, apparently.
I mean, if you're a tabletop gamer, it's great. I'm very mad at myself for not going Saturday. I really wanted to because Unruly was there with Cleo Thomas, and I met Cleo Thomas at in Chicago. He was in Holes, a movie called Holes, I think.
The Shia LaBeouf movie.
Yeah, my wife recognized him when we were there. She's like, he was in Holes, and because that was the one trip she went on with me.
Yeah, to be clear, Holes is a Disney movie. It's not what it says. It's not what it sounds like.
Yeah, so I had no idea who he was, but he was really nice. And Unruly I've met a bunch of times. He's part of Maximilian's crew. And I knew that 2 wrestlers from AEW were going to be there that I'm actually a big fan of, Adam Cole and Kenny Omega.
Ooh.
And I know Kenny Omega is a big fighting game person. And also I knew Xavier Woods was going to be there. And I know that Kenny Omega and Xavier Woods have like a big rivalry. And I was like, oh man, I just want to. But I just couldn't justify driving out there. And I had a lot of things going on at home. So I didn't go. And sure enough, I knew that Unruly would have them on stage with him. And he did. And I missed out on an opportunity to record a really cool video that would have done
Shame.
well and
Shame.
get to meet them for sure and more importantly support Unruly because like he's a great dude.
Of course.
I met him at the first Mortal Kombat event I went to, and he had no idea who I was. I had no idea who he was. Came up to me at the bar, introduced himself, and just talked to me like a human being. And it was something I will never forget. So I was a little sad I couldn't make it out, but PAX East is definitely not what it used to be, and it's not 100% their fault. If people won't come, then they won't come. What can you do? I did want to play Crimson Desert, but I didn't because the line was so long. And
as it should be, game of the year.
Well, it's the only game that it's one of the only games you could really play. But I did not hear great feedback from one of my friends played it and he did not love it. So
is your friend a terrorist?
I mean, it's my like my I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything about who this friend is. It's it's my secret friend.
Your secret friend.
Yes, that is shared secret information in the past. So
okay.
We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I love going. They do the best they can with what they have. I really respect and appreciate Pokemon for being there every year. They had something for what's that game that I hate? That's super hard. Elden Ring.
Night Rain.
Yeah, they had this big dome for Elden Ring. I did get to see the Mafia, the Old Country panel. And these pins. And I did go to the Borderlands panel. And good things, really good things.
Were you there for the Giant Bomb one?
I wasn't. That was I think Saturday or Sunday. So
that was quite a moment.
Yeah. Good for them. They're independent now. Yeah.
Oh yeah! Shout out to Jeff Grubb and everybody over there at Giant Bomb. Glad things worked out for them. Hope they can make some money now that they are their own bosses. It's nice. Good. You love to see it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like a best and worst kind of scenario,
Yeah. You don't have the corporate backing, so
right.
So there's more upside, but also more risk because you're more dependent on your audience to keep you going. But they seem to be doing okay. So
my week was even more interesting because like literally 10 minutes after I left to drive out to PAX East, my first of like 5 packages arrived, and I was expecting my brand new microphone that you can see here, this Doom the Dark Ages microphone from Elgato.
Brand new. Shout out Elgato.
I was expecting the mic arm, and I was expecting the Stream Deck, but I was not expecting the Corsair mouse. I was not expecting hold on, the mouse mat and the keyboard. I got like this whole suite of stuff. I got like a headset. You got the Wave XLR. I mean, got this Wave Stream Deck, which I believe is just a regular Stream Deck with the faceplate. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably need to get one of these. I have like 3 of these things I'm not using, so I probably need to get one of them too, so you can have one.
Oh yeah,
I'll figure that out, and we'll because I'm gonna save the faceplate, all right, but I'm gonna put like a regular faceplate on it. And
sounds good. Yeah, I still don't use a Stream Deck. I'm not even sure Not even sure what I would do with one.
Okay, so I guess I should ask, did you want one first? But
Yeah.
I know we talked about it before, and you said you didn't have it, or you didn't have one. But
yeah, because I've been thinking of trying to get into more streaming, like maybe do more, like more weekly live shows. But yeah, I never, always whenever I streamed, it was always just like me playing a game or something usually,
right.
Unless I'm doing like we did the watch party for the Superman trailer, which always does pretty well. So I would like to do ideally more streaming where I'm not just playing a game. I want to look into that, but yeah,
I don't use it a ton, but like one of my favorite things is I have a button programmed for all my lights. So basically, I just press the button, and it like turns everything on and off. So like now I press it again, and my 2 lights up here go on, and those lights back there go on.
See, I
use it the most.
See, I don't have a fancy setup like Mr. J Moneybags here. You know, I got my one light. It used to be 2, but I got one light. One of the one's broke. I just haven't fixed it because it's so bright anyway. But got it off of Amazon, and all the other light is just my ceiling bulb in my room. I have nothing. I have no fancy setup. So that's why I never even really thought about a stream deck that hard, because I have such a low budget setup.
Well, I keep getting sent fancy ones, like
they love sending them.
Yeah, so I've got like the Starfield one over here that I've never opened either, and I've got the Hot Pocket one upstairs.
Hot Pocket sounds like the best one.
It's wild. I don't know. I keep getting all this gear, and it's like, man, I love having this, but I don't want to I have no use for it.
Becoming kind of a hoarder, but it's kind of a flex too. You know, that's your other name, JayShockblast. You know, you get a little flex. Also, shout out to the chat. What's up, Eastwood? Got a shout out to you, old man Eastwood, on being first. What's up, Gabe? Appreciate you always hanging out. What's up, Marvel in the building? What's up, King Jura? Captain, I'm the captain. I think that's Sarge, as in Sergeant J.
Yeah.
My brain is definitely cooked because I thought that said Sarah J, and I was like, wait a minute.
It was just Mother's Day.
Yeah. Shout out to the we'll call. I don't know if she has kids, but shout out to the mommies.
I don't know, but I think she has a lot of stepchildren.
They're very friendly with each other. Shout out Travis, who's always in the building. We appreciate you enjoying your Jedi Fallen Order. What's up, Liam? Appreciate what's up, Super Patrick. Appreciate all you guys hanging out on this fine Sunday evening. So let's guess we could get into the Superman. That was the big story this past week. Actually, let's get into the Bungie, because what the hell? Even James tweeted about this. What is going on with Bungie? This is like, people are so first off, people are for people who are aware, Bungie has their new big game coming out. It's not Destiny 3, it's Marathon, and already people were kind of about it because it's an extraction shooter, and so it has no PvE story content, which is, kind of their brand. Is what people tune in for Destiny for. They're trying to break into the extraction shooter genre, but already people were like, I don't know about this because it doesn't have a lot of the features of the extraction shooter genre, which is already fairly niche. So, and it has a $40 price point with a battle pass. It's only going to have 3 maps, and 6 heroes. So people already were kind of like, don't know about this one. And then things got worse when Arc Raiders which is another upcoming Shark shooter, dropped their test the same time as Bungie, and everyone was just saying it's clearly just better than than Marathon. And then this past week, big controversy broke because apparently Bungie plagiarized the art from this independent artist. They straight up stole her art, like in some cases literally just copy and pasted it right into the game without attribution or paying. And she tweeted about it, went super viral. Bungie was forced to issue a statement. It's really bad. Currently people have gone from calling Marathon Concord 2 to Art Raiders, which is unfortunate, but absolutely perfect. And we actually finally got a live stream more uncomfortable than the Crystal Dynamics one, where with B-Wags when the game bugged out, like, and they just had nothing to say for like 2 straight minutes. So like literally right after this scandal, this plagiarism scandal broke and was blowing up, people found out Marathon had a dev stream scheduled with the art director, and they were like, well, surely this is going to be canceled. It was not.
Yeah, I listen, I'm gonna give them a little bit of credit. They took it and addressed it head on, which is more than most companies would do.
To be fair, they read the statement that Bungie put out on their alt account.
Yeah,
they didn't put it on their main account because they're trying not to draw attention to it, and they just kind of tried to like move on from there. It was so bad, bro. I watched some of it. Oh, it was so awkward.
yeah. I think I was about to like go somewhere when that happened, so I only watched it for like a minute or two. But yeah, I mean, it's not even just that like, oh, this happened, right?
Yeah.
I believe this is the 4th time they've been caught using somebody else's work.
Yeah, it's like, it's not like a once, because their go-to excuse is like, oh, like this rogue artist who doesn't work with us anymore did this. But yeah, this is like the 4th or 5th time. This is exactly like, they're literally going through a lawsuit. I was reading, they're literally going through a lawsuit right now about someone who claims that they stole their story for one of the Destiny expansions.
I think that was lame though.
But
I remember that.
But the problem is they're kind of losing because they don't have typically they would be able to, like, one of the things they could have done is like kind of display what's original about their work in the game, but this was part of content that was vaulted and removed, and it's like making the, and it's kind of, and it's making it harder for them to prove their case. So it's like just all of their past fuck ups are just coming back to bite them.
I do remember that one though, and I remember reading that when it initially came out and saying, "Yeah, this guy's full of shit." Like I don't remember all the details, but I do remember it being like so broad and loosely related.
Yeah, I didn't go too deep into the story, but the overview of
something to do with one of the campaigns on Mars. I remember that.
Yeah, the broad overview that I heard sounded extremely vague. And that doesn't sound provable, but apparently the fact that they vaulted that content is like giving him a case, which is crazy.
Yeah.
but the plagiarism stuff is definitely not their first rodeo, and this one has really blown up because it's one thing to if they were in a better place, they probably wouldn't have gone as viral. But it's like the fact that people were just kind of already looking for more reasons not to play Marathon at this point, and then this drops, and it's just like, oh no. Like how, like at this point, you got to wonder, because is it just like a culture thing over there? Is it? I know they had a ton of layoffs. They have really bad management. Like, is it just a situation where they fired so many people that they're just kind of doing whatever because they don't have the resources, or what is a situation where they mismanaged the time and they were rushing and the artists didn't really have enough time, so they just like try to take shortcuts? Like what is going on?
I didn't see, like, if I saw, I don't know if it was just one piece of art that just was reused a bunch of times, or if they took multiple pieces.
It was multiple pieces.
Okay. My best guess, if I'm giving them too much benefit of the doubt, is that it was placeholder stuff, that they wanted something in that style and they put it there for the time being and forgot. Like, that's the only explanation that would ever make sense to me, because otherwise you're like basically saying you put it in there and hope nobody would notice.
Well, the problem though is that they were also, like, the art director and several other Bungie employees were also following this artist on Twitter.
Yeah.
So it makes it so it's like,
right. And if their intention, and I'm giving them way too much leeway, but if their intention was for it to be placeholder and it just made it in as an oversight, like, it would make sense if they follow that artist. But the reality is, like, I can't imagine, like, in the grand scheme of things and what art costs, if they wanted to use it, they could have just made an offer,
That's
like,
that's what this artist was so frustrated about, because it's like, this is apparently something that a lot of companies do. Like, they'll have mood boards and they'll just take people's art and, like, okay, this is kind of the vibe that we're going to go with, and then some just literally just steal the art or just try to repurpose. Like, literally just hire the like, if you thought the artist was good and you followed it, like, I don't understand why wouldn't you just, like, oh, this artist has, like, the perfect aesthetic for what we're going for, let's commission, or let's give them a job. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because I was watching Luke Stevens talk about this, because he has a family of lawyers, and he was mentioning, like, how fucked Bungie could potentially be here, because if they release this game and it has the art assets, we're looking at, like, a massive lawsuit, like millions and millions of dollars. This could cost them.
Just that, I don't know about that. Just that art. I mean,
no, it's legitimately, because it becomes a matter. It's not about the art. It's about the damages. Like, not at this point, you can now sue for damage because it's infringement.
fair, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like what they used isn't necessarily, from what I saw, wasn't necessarily major stuff. Like, so, like, I don't know. Why couldn't you just toss her like 10K? Because I think it's a her.
Yeah.
Like 10K, and I bet she would have, like, jumped at that. I don't know. I don't know how it all works, but, like,
of course, it's much easier, because now because it legitimately, it does open them up to, like, serious litigation, and the amount that they would have spent just to hire this artist, like, doesn't even come close to how much money this controversy could cost them. Like it was already looking kind of sus about whether or not this game was even going to do well, and now you have this massive controversy that's just overshadowing everything. Like, now like, they couldn't show anything new because they have to they basically have to do an audit and strip, like, pretty much all this stuff out of the game, because they have to make sure, like, not not a single pixel of this woman's art is anywhere in this game, or they're fucked.
Or they could just pay her and then use it. You know what I mean? Like, they said they're going to make it right, make it right at this point is give her money and use it. You know what I mean? Like put her in the credits, like as whatever. You know what I mean?
If I were her, I would immediately say nothing to Bungie. I would lawyer up, and I would wait for the right time, and I would not settle for a 10K at this point.
No, I agree. Like right now,
need,
she can bend them over. It would cost them so much more money to go through everything and strip out any of her work than it would to just pay her the fucking money. Because like that's gonna push the release back even further. Because like I if they're really gonna sit there and go through and strip out the artwork, I will actually think less of them than if they just found a way to compensate her and use it.
someone literally asked them on stream, and they said, yeah, they were removed. They were just going to. Someone was like, yeah, why don't you just hire? Wouldn't it just be easier to just hire her instead of removing all this artwork? But yeah, they said no, they're just going to remove the art.
Not even hire her, just pay her for it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just going to remove the art. Like it's in the Sony's hands and whatever. Now all the lawyers are going over it. And now at this point it's bad, bro.
I have no respect for that because like that's a life-changing opportunity for this artist. You clearly wanted that aesthetic. You clearly wanted that work at some point, not even if it's just some rogue person, right? Like that artwork was approved and they wanted that, it's very clear in everything else that they did. They have to pay her, and like at this point you just have to keep it. Like I don't get it. I just don't understand how there's any other answer, because not only are you going to lose possibly in a trial, you are going to lose even worse in the court of public opinion. And we have seen if somebody like turns on the game, it's over. Like you will lose everything.
Yeah, this could be worse than Concord. Like because we are in an era where vibes matter. Like it or not, vibes matter, and the game already failed the vibe check when people saw the gameplay trailer, similar to what happened with Concord. And now it's like everything is just working against it, and now people are actively rooting for it to fail. And like Concord, ended up costing Sony $400 million, but I mean they spent $3 billion, nearly $4 billion on Bungie, and they've made like zero money so far. They made no profit yet. It's bad.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really like it. Hearing that they're gonna just take it out and like be like, oh well, that's massively disappointing, and they deserve whatever comes their way.
Yeah, the way they've handled this whole thing is just so scummy. Not even just the fact that they did it, which I think was very much intentional. Like following this artist and using her, I think it was very much intentional. I think they just were like, oh, we're Bungie, we can get away with it, and they didn't think anything of it. But then they're just gonna they released this one statement. Apparently, we heard, because I saw Paul Tassi read an article. He's been talking to insiders. He mentioned that morale is like really bad, and a delay is definitely possible. But apparently, they're telling the rank and file pretty much they're just reading the tweet verbatim to the rank and file. So they're not even being transparent with the people at the company. They're just really playing this like close to the chest, because I'm sure all their lawyers are scrambling all over this mess. It just looks bad. Like, just have a human moment and be like, you know what, we regardless of the circumstances, we messed up. This should not be allowed to happen. We're gonna make it right. We're gonna even if because she has donations open, which she's been getting, fortunately, donations. They should have donated her like $200,000 or something, or something, or $500,000 or something like that. And just as an apology, and said, "Here, you're a great artist. You're a great artist. We're so sorry this happened. Here we are no strings attached. We are donating to your cause, and we're gonna make, and we're extending whatever offer, like there's so many ways they could have made this apology like in a way that makes people think more highly of them. Like, okay, they seem like and it just seems like a cold corporate response where they're just trying to cover their ass as much as possible, and it's just gross, really.
Yeah, I actually regret giving them props for tackling it head on. If head on is, I missed the part where they said they were gonna remove it, like
it never happened. Like, try to make it like it never, like, bro.
Yeah. I just feel like I think I can understand why you would do that, but there also has to be a point where you like that has to be like a last case scenario, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if for some reason they can't come to an agreement, to pay her, compensate her, and keep the work, then we'll have to go and remove it. But from what you said, it sounds like they're just going to straight up remove it, period.
Yeah.
Point blank. That I think is nonsense. At this point, it's already in the game. Find out a way to compensate her properly and get the rights to keep it. Unless she's saying no outright, you know what I mean? Then maybe that makes more sense. But I don't know. Like, I just feel like there's only one answer. There's only one way that you can handle this, and that is to pay her and keep it, put her in the credits. Like, things like that go a long way for people. Like, to be a credited artist in a Bungie game is very good for the resume. You know what I mean?
To be fair, this game might not be good for the resume.
It's for some people.
But it's a start. It's something though. It's something though. But yeah, just trying to make it look like it never happened. That doing anyone any favors here. I'm not about it.
I did get a code for Arc Raiders, but I never got to play it. I did not get a code for Marathon.
Yeah, a lot of people. To be fair, a lot of people didn't get a code for Marathon. I didn't
in the creator program though.
I didn't look for a program. I didn't look for a code for Arc Raiders, but I feel like I'm definitely gonna play Arc Raiders. I was already a little interested in Arc Raiders. Now I feel like I have to play it just to spite Marathon.
Yeah. Absolutely nobody should want this to happen. Like, nobody would rejoice if Bungie closed.
People. There would definitely be some people, but
I mean, like, but let's be real. That's a shitty thing to type. Yeah, like, wanting a studio to close is like, I don't want that for anyone.
I don't want Bungie to close, but there clearly needs to be an overhaul at that studio, and it's needed it for quite some time, and it's from the top. Like the CEO should have stepped down years ago. They need to clean. Their management needs. Sony needs to come in and clean house with the management at Bungie, because it's really been the thing that's been hurting them the most. Like, Bungie has still the same talented people. A lot of talented people work at Bungie. People still had good things to say about Marathon in terms of the gunplay and everything like that. But management has, everything I've heard behind the scenes, it just seems like everything that's going wrong with Bungie has come directly from management. And it's just insane how they're still allowed to keep their jobs, and all the people who are doing the actual work just always get fired.
Yeah, that is the way of the corporate world, I guess.
It is. The rich just fail upward, and everyone else gets fucked. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. And like, I love like Destiny will always be like a very special game to me. I've played the game, like, obviously the last like 3 or 4 years I haven't played as much, as I used to, but like, that game, when Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 had come out, like, that was like one of my comfort games. Like, I would just log on and run around on the moon doing quests, like to grind. Like that was one of those games I would just log on and play all the time. I probably have at least 200 plus hours in Destiny 2.
I can understand. I remember I went for like a month straight. I was playing a bunch of Destiny 2. I tried it for the first time. I stopped playing once I ran out of free content, but
Yeah.
But I definitely saw the appeal. I was having a lot of fun with it, and could definitely understand why people were, so super invested in the universe. And it also, made me wonder how the hell Marvel's Avengers ended up the way it did if they were trying to copy Destiny. I was like, wait, what? Like, how do we get this? How do we get this slop?
Yeah, I have like 4 of the six scale like figures. Like they're not Hot Toys, they're another company, but I have like 2 Warlocks. I think I have 2 Warlocks, a Hunter, and a
I feel like Jay has to have more hours on Avengers.
I'm pretty sure I do, but it's probably not as far apart as you'd think. Because Destiny 2 has been around longer, so I think about what 17.
Yeah,
so
something like that.
I kid you, I very well may have like 400 hours in Destiny 2. I don't know how I can tell.
I thought, were you playing Avengers from like launch?
Oh yeah.
And so I
have all the achievements on Xbox and a platinum trophy.
I mean, you
2
probably
platinum trophies.
You have to have a lot more. Well, I don't know how you play, but I have like, I think I have like 3,000 hours on Avengers, legitimately.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of hours on Destiny. A lot.
Because I was playing Avengers from the beta, and I was playing at launch, and I continued to play up until I didn't even start making content until like the Hawkeye DLC. But I was playing that whole time. I played on PS5, then I started the Avengers channel. So yeah, I have like a ton of hours on both the PS4 version and the PS5 version. It's definitely, last I checked, was like 3K. I played a lot of Avengers.
Yeah, I'm sure I have over 1,000 hours in Avengers for
sure. Justice 3. So I've been hearing a lot of Injustice 3 talk lately. I heard the obviously Ed Boon was talking about it previously, mentioning how it was supposed to originally come out next, but they went with MK1. James Gunn obviously was meeting with different game studios at WB, talking about DC stuff. He met with NetherRealm specifically. So, and then I also saw the leak account that was covering multiverses, data mining stuff, talking about Injustice a lot. I think it's safe to assume Injustice 3 is in development. I don't know if it's far enough along for an announcement this year. That would be interesting, but I definitely think it's in development. I mean, it would be nice if Warner Brothers had any significant DC game to announce this year. We still haven't heard anything about Wolf Among Us 2, which was supposed to come out last year but got delayed again. Obviously Wonder Woman is the only announcement we've gotten so far, and it was the cancellation announcement and shutting down of the studio. The Batman game Rocksteady's working on kind of feels too early for them to do a big announcement for it, but you never know. They announced, I don't know if they want to do the same thing they did with Wonder Woman and just announce a game with a trailer when they've like done no work on it. So but Rocksteady's game should be further along than the Wonder Woman was, but still, that's got to be early. I know I would expect them to announce a new Lego game this year rather than Injustice. I think if I was a betting man, I would bet it all on a new Lego game getting announced. Jay's making I can't say anything or I'll get in trouble face.
I don't even know if that was English. I wish I could see. Here's the problem. Like, I can't even like speculate
at all. Yeah, he can't.
because I don't want anybody to like read anything into it.
He does not want anyone to know that they're making a Lego Invincible versus DC game.
Right. I can safely rule that one out. But, I would say logically, it's Injustice 3. Like it has to be, you know?
Of course.
Like so I think they are taking a break from Mortal Kombat from what I've read them say.
Yes. Not heard personally from sources.
Not heard personally, but from what I've read on the internet,
yes,
it has to be Injustice 3. From what I've read other people talk about,
yes,
not coming from JayShockblast at all.
Exactly.
There's like, I mean, it would be the least shocking announcement ever. Like a GTA, that would be great.
Like a GTA would be crazy.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? 10 years ago today, The Witcher 3. 15 years ago today, Red Dead Redemption. Great day for gaming.
Yeah. I saw someone tweet about leave a Reddit post about Blood and Wine DLC. Yeah, it's a good time. I still I think I bought. Did I buy I feel like I bought The Witcher 3 when they had that sale where they had like all the content with it.
Yeah.
Still didn't play it.
I bought the collector's edition. It's one of the few games that I didn't finish that I like regret so bad. And I went to try to finish it, but like I'm so lost. And like I remember when I probably put like 70 hours into The Witcher 3, and a lot of it was just like milling about and like just exploring every inch of the map. I remember I had gotten to a point where I had gone way too far and I was like in dire straits. I needed to get out of there, and then something else just came out, you know? And yeah, I just
happens.
I was like, oh, I'll come back to it, and I regret it so much because like I loved that game. I love The Witcher 2. Like I beat that both. There's like basically the way The Witcher 2 was, it was a little bit more streamlined, and there was basically like a decision that you could make that made you go one way or the other in each level. And I did everything one way on my first playthrough and everything the other way on a second playthrough. So I love that series, and I don't know, maybe I don't know. I would love to get back into it.
Yeah, I definitely I'm definitely trying to lock in and finish some games. I want to finish Doom: The Dark Ages, so that, and then I'm gonna go right into Claire Expedition 33 after that. But I also want to finish the Outer Worlds because I'm looking forward to Outer Worlds 2. That looks like it's going to be interesting. That's a part of the Xbox showcase, but there's some interesting waifu game MMO action RPGs coming out. Obviously, we still have Ghost of Yotei, Crimson Desert. This is going to be it's going to be interesting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting because I think Summer Game Fest could potentially be like big this year, but I'm waiting to see the partner list. Jeff usually drops that around this time. I would expect it sometime this week, maybe, the partner list, and he already confirmed a few games, but once he drops the partner list, that's when we can kind of get a better idea of what can we expect at Summer Game Fest. There's also supposed to be the PlayStation Showcase. I'm hearing, I think Jerry Raptor said he's predicting it'll be like the 29th or something. I asked Jeff Grubb, I dropped a super chat, and he hasn't looked into it yet. You know, obviously been a busy man, but we got him to commit to doing some inquiries. So hopefully next time Grubb is up, we'll have something on the PlayStation showcase. But there's definitely a lot of particularly big game announcements coming very soon.
I'm like the worst at putting these on the screen, and then you just talk for 5 minutes straight. So let me come back to this. It's fine. But here's all I'm going to say about this. Okay, I talked to
Clip it.
my guy, the person that I talked to about these things,
Mhm.
and legitimately has no idea when they're going to talk about anything that they're doing. What I've always been told about them is that they just are on an island by themselves and just do not like that's just not something that's on anybody's radar. Like they're like, all right, we're about to do this thing, and then everybody has to react to them. You know what I mean?
Just like
So
GTA.
yeah. So like from every like, I wish I could say more than that. Like I want to know too, because like
Jay is playing
uh
it day one.
no, I looked. It's funny because somebody asked me about a Gwenpool thing that I have, like a little figure. It's like right here. Somebody came on my Discord asking if I knew where to get it, because I was pretty sure I was the only person in the world that actually owned it. And I didn't really think of it because it came out in San Diego Comic Con 2018. And I looked up my video to figure out where I got it from, and it just had lots of other Gwenpool videos from Lego Marvel 2, and they're all like 100,000, 200,000 views, like 30,000 views. Like I'm like just a list of Gwenpool videos that are all in like the hundreds of thousands of views. So I'm like, damn.
You missed those days.
I miss those days. Listen, I don't know like what I have left, in this. Like it's hard. It's harder than ever. Especially when your channel like has always done so much and YouTube just doesn't know what the hell to do with it. Um, I could honestly see you passing me within a year easily at the rate you're going. Like,
I'm only at 166K.
yeah, I know, but like it wasn't that long ago that you were at 100. Now you're already like more than halfway to 200, So like I don't know, man. Like I get discouraged a lot. And then like I was having a terrible week, and then all of a sudden some of these Doom videos started popping off a little bit. So it's like,
You just gotta have your game. Like it's been a I think it's kind of been a slow period for a lot of people. I was looking around, like I haven't like I had some videos that didn't perform quite what I was expecting. Like I did a video covering the Iron Man, the Iron Man, some news we got for the Iron Man video. Only did like 20,000, and I was expecting more. I saw a lot of people covered the Rise of Hydra delay, and I don't know what it is, but that game rarely. I don't know. It just rarely gets high views. I think the most views I ever got covering Rise of Hydra was like 40,000, and like and the one I did covering the delay did like 13,000, which was like around the same as Caboose. Blitzwinger covered it, and his only did like 3,000. So you're not alone.
Yeah, no, and I get that. Like I use Blitzwinger as a barometer a lot of the times because we do a lot of the same stuff. And like I'll be streaming and I'll be shooting like Fortnite or something. I'll have like 30, 40 people watching, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know what's going on anymore. But then I'll go to his stream when he's streaming it like around the same time, and he's got like 120 people watching, which is obviously significant more, but he's got like over 2 million subscribers. So like I understand that that's like the issue, but I'm having a lot of like creative difficulty, and like the stuff that I want to do isn't doing well. So like it's like, well, do I keep pushing this or do I pivot, like, and I understand not everybody's going to watch all the long form content, whatever, but I don't know. I just,
I feel like now's the perfect time for you to like kind of experiment.
yeah. Yeah, but I will say this. I was having like something happened at PAX East, and I'm not gonna like talk about it. I was given some feedback from someone, and I didn't understand it, and I didn't believe it, and I thought it was probably not true,
Right.
But it was very disheartening.
Mm.
Somebody basically suggesting that I don't have a good reputation, um, and I was like, well, sure, I know I argue a little bit here and there, but I feel like I'm way more positive,
A good reputation. Like,
and I feel like, especially in like the last 5 or 6 months, I've been pretty cool, like, and I don't really like, and anybody that has ever really actually interacted with me knows
are
that
you saying
I'm like the literal nicest person in the world.
are you saying like personally or like for your content? Like, what are you talking about?
I don't want to go too far into it. Um, it was something that I didn't agree with, and it was from, I don't like, again, I don't want to get too,
Yeah.
I it really kind of like frustrated me, um, because I didn't understand where it was coming from. And then about 2 days later, I got an email that confirmed, uh, they're full of shit. There's no possible way, like, that I'm thought of that way,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially in that situation,
Obviously.
because
Obviously.
I
Like,
got one, because this email was really cool, and I'm not prepared to talk about it yet. I'm not allowed to talk about it yet, but like,
but I mean, you like people with bad reputations like don't get as much. First of all, they don't get as much free shit as you get, and like people, important people in the industry still regularly interact with you. Like the only bad reputation you have is being like a bit of a crash out in my rival.
yeah.
That's
No, listen. There are absolutely times on Twitter that I've argued with people when I should really say nothing. I should just shut the fuck up.
but
I get that.
but you're
But I feel like
but
everybody's that way.
I feel like pretty much every time I've seen you crash out on someone on Twitter, you clearly had the moral high ground.
Yeah,
So,
for the most part, I would think so too. But like,
yeah.
that's either here or there. I do understand how some people can look at that. And I will say this: I was given feedback at last year's PAX East by someone that worked for an agency that,
Mhm.
um, they got emails about me, and it wasn't bad per se, but it was, oh, I wish you wouldn't do this. And it was more like when I was defending games, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you don't need to go that hard, or like, but it's fine. Like, it wasn't like bad feedback. It was like, that can be something people do see. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I would bend over backwards for people, and even though I know they wouldn't do the same thing for me. And there have
He'd even
been,
he'd even touch his toes for you.
yeah, there's just, I don't know, man. Like, there have been some frustrating things that have happened in the last month or two, with some relationships and whatnot, and I don't understand, and I don't care. I'm done. I'm just done caring about it. Like, I'm kind of, I had a tweet where I was like, I'm gonna be more selective with the people I let in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of like people that I will do anything for, like, not having my back over some petty bullshit. You know what I mean? And
100%.
I just can't do it anymore. And like, I'm tired of like investing emotion into relationships only for them to like over nothing turn their back on me. It's just stupid. And this was another situation where I was like, really, man? Like, I don't it the story is really stupid, and it's honestly something that didn't even need to get to that point. But I don't know, like, and the person doesn't know that I found out what they said.
Oh,
So it's whatever, man. I just, and I know when I play Rivals, like, it's whatever. It's like Call of Duty, man. Like, we're all just fucking, competitive and in the moment, and it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Like after the match is over, it's like, all right, whatever, you know. Except how you and fucking King Greek think you're always right 100% of the time.
Because we are.
No,
we literally are.
There is at least 10% of the time where I'm right.
There's never a time when you're right when it comes to Marvel Rivals. Never.
Yeah,
literally never.
Yeah, I do say like a lot. It is what it is. Calling me out on saying like a lot.
We love you. We love you anyway, but you are in fact always wrong.
Yeah, anyway. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest a little bit, but the week ended really good. I will say this though, also, for all the people that interacted with my sword video, I will love you forever. I really wanted that video to do well. I knew it was gonna tank, which is why when they offered me money, I did not accept it. I'm like, there's like
he's got that integrity.
I'm like, you're sending me a $300 sword. I know this video as hard as I want it to do well. Like I just can't accept money from you. If you're gonna send me this $300 sword, that's more than enough. Thank you. You know. So I don't know. It was frustrating though, because like it feels like whenever there's like this important situation or video or whatever, like sponsored videos especially, right? It feels like those are the ones people tune out on the most. And those are the ones that help the most. And it's like,
sure.
No one owes us their time, okay? No one owes us anything. But if you appreciate what we do and you want to support us and we get these opportunities, it would just go so far if you could just retweet it, like the video, like the tweet, just even if you are followed by 5 people, it just makes it look better,
Wonderful.
And the people that did it for that, I appreciate so much. You know what I mean? So yeah, like, and I try to do that for everybody else too. Like when you've got something, yeah,
Jay talks about feedback, but I have repeatedly told him if he shows more feet, he'll get a lot more views.
Dude, that is like one of the worst features of my body. Like I don't think I have like a condition in my legs. My feet are not pretty.
You would be surprised, Jay. I'll tell you. Tell you. Let the dogs out every once in a while. The views will skyrocket. Views will skyrocket. I feel like you should do more shorts. Actually,
I hate shorts though. I don't.
You should learn to love them, Jay.
I just don't. I've tried dabbling a little bit lately, and I did a short for that Secret Lair Deadpool stuff. That did okay, but I don't know. I'm trying, but like I just don't like them. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like the workflow. There's just so much I don't like about it. So
give the times, old man.
Yeah. Oh, I like this.
Shout out to Renaissance. I saw Avengers, so I had to I had to click. When's the last time either one of you booted up Avengers? And what are your thoughts on a WrestleMania wrestling boo? I think the last time I booted up Avengers, probably once in the last couple months. Sometimes I'll go in to get B-roll, and I'll use it like when I'm covering Iron Man, for example, because there's no gameplay or anything like that out. I'll like record some gameplay from like playing Marvel's Avengers, run some Iron Man, use that, or anything like that. As otherwise, I haven't tapped into it, and I did not watch WrestleMania, so that's a Jay thing.
That's a Jay question. I do not think I have loaded Avengers since about a week after the servers went offline, or whatever. Like it went offline basically. As far as WrestleMania, I'm so happy that CM Punk got his main event. I love the way that ended. I love the storyline we're about to get with, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. I hope Seth adds more people to his group. Punk adds more people to his group. I would love. That's gonna feed families for generations. as far as John Cena and Cody, I mean, I think we all knew John Cena was going to win. I hate this heel John Cena. I think it was a terrible choice. It's so boring. He deserves so much more for his last year. I'm not even like the biggest John Cena fan, but I know his last show is supposed to be in Boston in December, and I already told my brother, I'm like, listen, I'm getting us tickets for that show. We're gonna go. I'm gonna get whatever seats I can get. Normally, because I've been spoiled and have had such great seats at like every wrestling show I've ever been to. I don't like getting the bad seats, even when that's like all I can afford. But this time, I'm gonna get whatever I can get because we got to be there for that.
100%.
I mean, John Cena's last show in his hometown of Boston. But I mean, I'm glad Cody lost. Cody is a great champion. Cody carried the company. But you know, he carried it, and I'm fine with Cena getting a title. He put a lot of people over the last few years. But like this storyline for him sucks. I hate it. I don't like anything about it.
I've been living vicariously through Jay, so I prefer John Cena to be nice guy John Cena. I literally haven't even seen any.
But that's the thing though. Like it's not even like he's not even interesting as a heel. He just says stupid things that are like that feel like they were written to be mean. You know what I mean, dude? R-Truth has to win. Okay, it would be so funny if R-Truth won a Saturday Night Main Event and then lost the next night just to pad John Cena's number that like championship one more, because now John Cena's had the most championships of all time. So, but R-Truth, you would love R-Truth. Why
would I love R-Truth?
Because he's like he raps his intro song. He's funny. He's hilarious. He's the man. R-Truth is the man.
I will love R-Truth because he raps. What's that supposed to mean?
It's because this is our Colin Jost Michael Che bit right here.
Are you trying to say because he raps and I'm a black? I'm just gonna have to love him.
Exactly. That's how it works, right? But no, he's very funny. No, I thought I will, just a side note, that Colin, the Jost and Che bit, I thought was like so. I thought it was so perfect.
It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I thought it was so perfect, and it's basically us in a lot of ways. Like, because
a lot more edgy though.
yeah, definitely edgier, but like still, like you are always trying to get me in trouble. So
100%. 100%.
I saw that. I was like, oh, that's so perfect. Anyway, that's my long answer. I don't know if I fully finished, but it's fine. It's enough.
You did more than enough. Now I want to see what you think about the Superman trailer.
Oh my god.
A lot of people had a lot of thoughts on it. I did because we didn't know when it was exactly coming out, so I think I started streaming at like 8 in the morning, 8:30.
Yeah,
and
I was there for that, and you were getting roasted.
Just hung. I was just hanging out. I don't know. It was a good time. I don't know about roasted, but I was having a good time. You
were going through it.
I was having a great time.
You were. You handled it well.
The last time, it's similar happened the last time. Like I'll get whenever I do a DC stream, I inevitably end up talking about how overrated the Christopher Reeve Superman movies are, and everything. It was always a good time. But the new trailer hit, and lot of thoughts about it.
Incredible.
What did you think? What did you think?
Incredible. It's just, honestly, I'm not even a Superman fan. Like, I think Superman is kind of boring. I already can't see anybody else as Superman. Like, I think he's perfect. I think he's perfect as Clark Kent. I think this movie is going to be incredible. It's definitely going to get a B for sure. I think I think this is going to be so good. I cannot wait.
I think Jay is for once actually correct. I love the first trailer. Travis is pretending that he didn't, but I know Travis was there. He loved it, loved every second of it. But this, I was hoping for the second one we just kind of expand a little bit on it without pulling a Marvel and telling you the whole
showing
movie
too much. Yeah, I do think they showed too much.
I thought they showed the right amount.
Yeah,
I because to me they basically showed mostly what we saw in the first trailer. They just kind of fleshed out more of our understanding because before the first trailer was just kind of like a collection of cinematic scenes and that look cool, but we had no idea what the hell was going on. And they gave us more of the same. Like they were kind of just showing different scenes from kind of those same parts of the movies that they showed in the first trailer, except they added some speaking some more details. So now we know kind of the setup of the movie. Like we know like Superman, like he entered that conflict where we saw the kid raising the flag, that moment that gave everyone chills, like calling for Superman. He was that was him intervening in a war. We know that at least one member of the Authority is a part of Lex's entourage. I think she's called the Architect. She has nanomachines. She's doing with the nanomachines. We saw Rick Flag Sr. among the entourage hauling in Superman. I absolutely love the interaction. I know a lot of it's crazy seeing all the Snyder cultists like desperately trying to cope and nitpick reasons to hate on the trailer. I saw them trying to like hate on like one of the coolest scenes is Green Lantern, Guy Gardner just casually flicking his hand and summoning a construct and knocking a vehicle and some people away. And I saw some people go on like, "Oh, James Gunn sucks. That's not how the Green Lantern works. The Green Lantern can't just come. You can't summon constructs out of thin air. That's literally how it works. That's literally how it works. The Green Lantern rings are powered by your will and your imagination. You can literally summon whatever the fuck you want. Wherever you want.
I co-tweeted a video this morning and I just said the legal definition of needing to touch grass. So somebody basically, all right, so this is what it says. A user on Twitter compared the scenes from The Flash and DCU's Superman, and we could not believe our eyes. It's basically like juxtaposing different scenes from the new Superman trailer with stuff from The Flash, and I think there's something or another from Superman itself. But it's like the scenes are kind of similar and the cinematography is kind of similar. I can see maybe where they were going if it wasn't for the fact that it's the same cinematographer in both movies. Like it's the same person. So yes, they have a style.
Yeah.
It's like this is their style. It's not a copying of anything. It's like this is and it's like so loosely like it's honestly like appalling how terrible like the way they put those two together. Like listen, this movie's gonna be so good. Like this movie is gonna be like lots of W's for WB lately. What is it? Sinners was huge. Obviously Minecraft movie. I just saw the numbers. Is that it's almost at $1 billion. I think it's like 6 million off from $1 billion. Yeah, and they needed these dubs, and Superman's going to give them that for sure.
Final Destination was also a hit. New Final Destination was also a hit for them. Their game division took a massive shit. But the movies, they're doing a lot they're doing a lot better. I think Superman is definitely going to be a hit because the more I watch, the more like I appreciate having like James Gunn working on this, because whether regardless of what you feel about James Gunn, I think it's clear from watching the trailers so far that he not only understands the character of Superman, but he's like passionate about DC and comics, which is kind of all you really want from these movies, like having someone that is working on it who actually cares. Like that's that's the sole reason that X-Men 97 was so good. Like it's very clear that Bo DeMaio has a deep passion for X-Men and everything about it, and it you can tell, you can very clearly tell the MCU projects and stuff like that were made by people who had no connection, no care about the source material. They're just kind of there for the check, and that's why I really appreciate James Gunn, especially because looking back at the Zack Snyder Man of Steel trailers, like the differences are so crazy now looking back on it, because I can literally see very clearly that Zack Snyder does not understand Superman. And it's a testament, what he was able to do, was because I think the best way to put it is that Man of Steel was a good superhero movie. It was not a good Superman movie. And James Gunn understood what makes a good Superman movie, at least from what we've seen so far, with the aesthetics, the Easter eggs, the way he acts, like that scene where he's arguing with Lois, and she's pushing back on him because, like, understandably, like he logically did something irresponsible. He's very powerful. You can't just go to another country and start a war. But all he was thinking about was saving lives. Like he's not thinking about, oh, I'm representing the United States of America. Like he's just like, I have power. I have the power to help people, and I want to help people. And that not being able to do something seemingly as simple as saving lives deeply frustrated him. And I just love that characterization of I think Corn Sweat's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, he really is the perfect casting. I think we were all disappointed when Cavill lost it, but like
the only thing he doesn't have on Cavill is the physique. Like that's the only thing.
Yeah, and that's fine. There's suits for that, I'm not too worried about that. But you had a great analogy during your stream with Snyder. It's like Ryan Johnson when he got Star Wars.
Like, the Ryan Johnson of Star Wars, yeah.
Like it's really true, because like you dream about having this opportunity for a lot of us to like get your hand on the steering wheel for such a beloved franchise, and he gives us that slot, and like and then you look at what Snyder, like look, Snyder's not bad. Like Man of Steel is okay. Batman vs Superman was terrible. Like those that's not the Superman
at all.
That's not who Superman's supposed to be.
No, it's not.
Like, and I think the biggest thing that we get from these trailers from James Gunn Superman is hope. Like that is what he's supposed to be about. He's supposed to be the symbol of hope. You know what I mean? And like I feel like we're just going, like, everybody wants to do evil Superman all the time, and it's like, why?
Yeah, like it's lame. We have Homelander for that now. Like
yeah. Like I just feel like I don't know. And then I think you also brought up a great point. You let Zack Snyder, like, you take the shackles off Zack Snyder, and what do you get? You get whatever that slop movie he put out. I didn't even give him the respect to learn the name of the movie. Like
like Zack Snyder to me, Zack Snyder reminds me like a lot of M. Night Shyamalan. Just less talented, and his fan base is obviously more annoying. But M. Night Shyamalan is a really gifted director, and he's got good ideas, but he's not great at putting it all together in script form. And outside of like his first couple hits, like you can tell that he's at his best when he's just kind of focused on directing and someone else is building on his premise to make it into a script. Zack Snyder is similar in that he had, well, I can't even say he has good ideas, but he has an eye for visuals. Like he knows what looks good on the camera. He's really talented at that. Like he definitely goes a little too crazy with the slow motion, but aesthetically he has a really good eye. The action scenes in Man of Steel are really well done. They look great. Like he understands that. But when you let him go too off the rails, like it quickly goes bad. Like we saw that even in his Snyderverse. Like he needed these cuts because his scripts were he just doesn't know how to do a coherent script that just gets to the point. Like there's no reason like Batman v Superman needed to be 4 hours long.
Yeah.
and I watched this cut of it, I'm like, bro, there's like you could have shaved like 2 hours off of it by just removing slow motion. Like he's just cutting down the slow motion. Like he had like there was one scene where Jason Momoa's Aquaman is like on like near the beach, and he's like walking over the pier, and he takes his shirt off. It's like a 10-minute scene, and literally all he's doing is walking and taking his shirt off. And it's like 10 fucking minutes of actual like real screen time. And I'm like, slow motion. I'm like, what the fuck is this slop I'm watching, bro?
You know what's wild is I know I've told this story before, but like Justice League, he did Justice League too, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. The other guy, what his name? He's canceled now. But yeah, he took over.
Yeah,
he took over, and then he did the Snyder cut.
That's right. That's where the Snyder cut came from. I just will never forget seeing that movie in the theaters. Joss Whedon, there you go.
Joss Whedon, yeah. He's
I will just never forget seeing that in the theaters, because like I got to go to an early screening. Like, I don't know, I had a friend that somehow got early tickets, and it was one of the, because Marvel did this for what was the movie that was just out that we just saw? Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
They do this like preview screening, and if you're able to claim tickets, it's like one showing like a couple of days before it actually comes out, and it's in select theaters around the country. So it's something like that, and it was in Boston, and it's the same place that I've seen a couple previews, and it was just wild. Like that scene in the beginning where the Green Lanterns are fighting the Doomsday Army and everything, and the Wonder Woman people, the Mascarans or whatever, Amazonians, yeah. Like people were like cheering. It was like that. All the scenes all the like videos you see of people at the kids at the Minecraft movie when that sounds jockey comes out. Like sounds like
Endgame or Infinity War.
Yeah, like people were going nuts, and it was like I've never been to a movie quite like that.
Personally, I thought that scene was ass, but I did enjoy the Superman fighting the Justice League scene, and the final scene with the Flash when he runs back time. Oh, in the Snyder cut version of that was really good. The Whedon cut, it was not that good.
It's just kind of crazy though, like how the audience can help you an average movie feel that much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
This was all diehard DC fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Audience definitely. I like because I used to go to movies a lot when I was a kid, and like one of the reasons I don't like horror movies is because like I just think they're a lot of them just kind of ass. But seeing a horror movie in theaters, with the right audience can be a lot of fun. Like especially if it's mid, because like people are cracking jokes. It's like it's more entertaining. Like that theater experience though when it's like a decent movie, like oh yeah, it definitely elevates it. Like I saw the original Mortal Kombat in theaters, the 95 one. Absolute cinema. Like I mean the movie still to this day I think is fucking awesome, but seeing it in theaters like when it came out was just next level, where everybody was going crazy. Like the scene at the end where Raiden where we think it's over, and then the Emperor comes. It's like I've come for you weak pathetic fools. I've come for your souls. And Raiden's eyes glow, spark. He's like, I don't think so. Everybody was. It was like 10 times crazier than Chicken Jockey, bro. Everyone lost their fucking shit, especially when the music came on. Mortal Kombat. Everyone was fucking snapping. It was insane.
Movies back then were like, I feel like the vibe was just so different then because we didn't have the internet to like have all these random assholes like drag everything down. So we went to the movies all the time, and like I just think of movies like that like you go to these movies and it was a magical experience. Like I remember seeing Independence Day in the theater.
I saw it in theaters too.
Yeah, and it was like honestly one of the sickest experiences. And you look back at the movie now, and if we saw it now, I don't know, it was a good movie. Yeah, it had some good moments.
I still think it holds up, but
but like what's another one?
Annihilation. The sequels don't hold up at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that like you watch them now and you're like, all right, that's cool. Like Big Trouble in Little China. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I have not.
It's a Kurt Russell movie. Like it's got some cheese to it. It's definitely like a late 80s movie, but like you see that in the theater back then and it was like, what is this? You know, I saw Spaceballs in the theater. I know exactly where I saw that too.
You're old. Yeah, there definitely some movies where like I remember
I saw episode 6 in the theaters.
Oh yeah, you're really old. I remember. Do you remember a movie called The Frighteners? It's a horror movie with Michael J. Fox.
Oh, I mean, if it's a horror movie, I haven't seen it because I'm a bitch.
Yeah. So you definitely would have missed when I was a kid. This was like This was like one of the only movies that scared me. Like I saw like all the horror stuff when I was a kid, like Chucky, Halloween. I saw everything. All of it I thought was mid or funny. But the two that fucking got me was Ghost, the Patrick Swayze one.
Yeah.
Only because of the scenes where the demon ghosts from hell come up. Like those scared the fuck out of me. And The Frighteners, like that movie was insane. And then when I watched them, like when I was older, when I was grown up, I was like,
I remember seeing the first Ghostbusters in theaters, and I had a little bit of a hard time with that one because I was pretty young.
I thought Ghostbusters was funny. Nightmare on Elm Street. None of those movies scared me. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. None of those movies scared me. But when I was a kid, The Frighteners and Ghosts gave me fucking nightmares for like a year.
I saw Transformers the movie in theaters and bawled my eyes out.
Oh my god!
Optimus Prime died.
What a bitch!
Like, yeah, I just bawled my eyes out.
Yeah,
and
I don't think any. I don't think I've actually cried during a movie since I was a literal child. Like,
I mean, I was 6. That movie came out in 86.
Oh, that you cried during that one? Oh, you're a bitch.
When Optimus Prime died, Optimus Prime.
It wasn't that sad.
It was very sad.
It wasn't like Ash dying during Pokemon sad.
It's way worse than that.
Because I watched that. I was a kid when I watched that. Fucking cry.
Yeah, I lost it.
I love that movie. I thought it was great. But
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't crying. But yeah, when Ash died, like the whole theater was up, bro. everybody when we thought Ash was dead, everybody was crying. Like that was tough. But he got better, so it was fine. Like,
Optimus Prime did not get better. He stayed dead.
Yeah.
Until much down the road.
Yeah, pour one out for Optimus Prime. The movies definitely hit different. Like when you were a kid, especially like in theater. Like I saw the first Power Ranger. Remember the first Power Rangers movie?
Big Power Rangers guy. I do remember it, but
yeah, I mean you were an old man by then, but yeah, but Power Rangers was like huge for my generation. Like the original Power Ranger lineup, man. That like for us, that Power Ranger movie was like Avengers Infinity War, bro.
Yeah,
like that was crazy. I still love that movie. I watched that movie. I kid you not. I watched that Power Ranger movie so many times. Like I had the VHS at home.
My brother was a big Power. You and my brother are about the same age, so like
yeah, we were all about if you were my age, we were
yeah, that was definitely a Power Rangers, and like the Ninja Turtles were kind of like around then too.
Yeah, I like around then for me it was like I liked a little bit of Transformers, but it was like for me it was Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Beast Wars, and SB Racer. But Power Rangers was like by far the biggest. I watched that movie so many times, I knew it entirely by heart. Like I was actually in class because we had basically like we had basically permanent study hall at one point because somebody pushed our teacher down the stairs and our school didn't have the budget to hire a new teacher. So they just kind of just let us just hang out and do whatever we wanted for the rest of the year. and I was bored in class and I just closed my eyes and just played the entire Power Rangers movie in my head from beginning to end, including credits, every line of dialogue. That's how well I knew this fucking movie, bro. I was like, yeah, definitely inner city public schooling at its best. I think legitimately like, and this was like there was like half of the school year left, so it was a long time. All they did was like when they would like because they didn't have money for a substitute, so they would just if there was a teacher who had like a free a spare period, they would just come in and basically just give us a study hall essentially and just don't break anything and just hang out until the class is over, and then they would give us an extra recess. So that was just the rest of the year. Like we'd have like a few of our normal classes, and then the classes she was supposed to have, we just either did nothing like a study hall period, or we had an extra recess, and that was a whole half of the school year. It was crazy.
Saw this one in theaters too.
Damn, you're old.
Yeah. But I think the main point about why movies hit so different back then is because I saw there was a little debate about Superman making $2 billion. I don't think that's possible.
$2 billion.
I don't think we're ever going to see another movie hit $2 billion. Maybe Doomsday, but like, I don't know, man. People don't go to the movies anymore.
Yeah, I think so. I think $2 billion is definitely possible, but I wouldn't put that on Superman.
It'll hit $1 billion for sure.
I think it'll hit $1 billion. I think $2 billion because I don't know, because people didn't think Avatar would do it, and it keeps fucking doing it.
Yeah, but like I feel like those are like, I don't like Avatar, but I feel like that's like a generational movie. You know what I mean?
I feel like Superman would qualify. Like he's one of the most famous characters ever. It's like it's an event film.
Sure.
It's coming out during a summer where there's going to be like a lot of blockbusters lined up. You know, you have Fantastic Four, New Jurassic Park. I think the conditions are there, but I think realistically this is going to hit like 1 to 1.5 billion.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know if I can see any movie hitting 2 billion again. You know what I mean? Like it would just have to be like just a crazy event. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and maybe Superman will get there. I don't know. I have a hard time with it because
the only reason I say it's potential not only just because how big Superman is as a character, but that how many views that first trailer did. I think that there's enough interest to potentially justify, especially if this if the word of mouth is really good and reviews are really good, that can definitely drive it. That's what I'm thinking.
I hope so because like WB deserves that win, number one. And number two, I just want to see DC make good movies. You know what I mean? And
yeah, they've been doing great so far.
My issue though is more like I just don't think people go to the movies the way they used to anymore.
They definitely don't.
And it makes sense because like you know, I went to see when I went to see Thunderbolts, I think it was like just me going to see the movie and getting a large popcorn, a large soda. It was like $35, you know?
Yeah, because I was thinking of seeing Sinners, but I was like, because they closed down the theater near me, now it's like because I usually just Uber to the theater. Now it's like a $40 trip now because the next closest theater to me is so far away.
Yeah.
And then the movie's like $12 for the ticket. And then if you want and you want to eat, then then here now it's another 20 or so. So it's like it's expensive to go to the movies. That's why I was saying like they were thinking of doing things like I think it was AMC that was talking about having like slashing prices starting on Wednesdays or something. Like because I think if the theaters could figure out a way, because I think the key is to definitely is to make it feel like it's worth going, because the problem is a lot of people have now like great home entertainment setups, like it's just so convenient, like you're sitting here, like you're sitting in your crib, you watch, it's pretty easy to get a really nice TV nowadays. You just order the movie, watch the movie. When it's streaming, you can pause whenever you want. You can order food, any food that you want on your phone. It's just a nice, comfortable experience. And I feel like if you want to go to the movie, it has to feel like it's worth it. Like, not nowadays people kind of just go if it feels like an event, you know. But if they can like make the theaters nicer and like kind of bring down some of the costs, I think it could definitely help for sure, because not even like concessions, like concessions, that's a kind of necessary thing. Like I don't care about that, but like the price of the tickets, like at the very least, I think if they can try to figure that out, that would help.
Yeah, I just think back to like when we were like, high school, like going to the movies was the thing. You just went to the movies. It's like
that's also helped that the movies are better.
Yeah, but like I think about like I went to see like Borat in the theater. I went to see Waiting. Like, I don't know if you remember that movie Waiting. It had like Ryan Reynolds and
I vaguely remember.
Getting oh god, I just almost had his name. You're getting Adele guy. Fuck. I can't think of his name. Anyway, it was like I went because it was like Dane Cook's first movie, and like Dane Cook is from here, and like we kind of followed him on his come up, and like God, why can't I think of his name? He's in like so many movies. Oh yeah, like we went to see like Justin Long. Thank you.
I love Justin Long.
Yeah, like it's a kind of funny movie, and I like we would just go to see movies, you know?
Yeah. Nowadays, the movie like Waiting feels like it would come out on Netflix.
Right, exactly. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I do since my brother moved, and it's more complicated for us to link up to go to a movie. I have moved towards Thursdays, the first showing, which is like 2 p.m. usually.
Yeah.
So I do get to go a little bit cheaper, but I just want to see the movie, get it over with.
Yeah, Thursdays
like,
are my go-to.
Dodge the spoilers, you know. So
Yeah.
but like I mean there were times I would go see movies like Deadpool. I saw that movie in theaters like 4 times, you know. Now I can't even think of a movie I would go see that many times.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't. I think the last movie that I had the urge to see like multiple times was like The Dark Knight. Usually I'll just be like, oh yeah, that was really good, and then I can't wait to see that on streaming. I'm going back.
I actually almost, not only did I almost go see episode 3 in theaters, but I actually convinced my wife to go with me, and then at the last second I was like, I don't want to go. You know, I've seen the movie a million times. I'm fine not going.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a Star Wars nerd.
Yeah, I mean I am, but like, and it would have been cool to see. I actually remember I was living in Jacksonville when episode 3 came out, and I went to a theater that was like literally a mile, like the beach. You could see the beach basically from the parking lot of the movie theater, you know. And I always thought that was kind of crazy to be at a movie theater like that close to the ocean.
I'm pretty sure I saw Thunderbolt. I'm pretty sure I saw Revenge of the Sith in the same theater that I saw Thunderbolts at. It wasn't as nice as it is now, but yeah, I think I saw it in the same theater with my mom, like opening weekend, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was much better than because for me, when at that time I was younger. I was still relatively young. I actually loved the Phantom Menace. I was not a fan of the clone of Attack of the Clones, but I love Revenge of the Sith.
I know I saw both of those movies in the theater. I just can't remember it.
I think I
remember 3 specifically.
I know I saw all of them in the theater, but I remember the second one I liked the least. But I really loved the Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace in particular because Darth Maul was my goat. I remember I even bought they had a tie-in game for Phantom Menace on PC.
Yeah,
and I ended up buying it for PC and playing it. I wore that game out. I love that game.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally just a game a literal tie-in that just lets you just recreate the entire movie. It was great. it was fucking awesome. I love this. I love that final duel. That was so peak. I miss that Star Wars. Did you finish Andor?
I haven't even started it.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Like I've seen it getting like nothing but like glowing reviews,
insane glaze. But I liked Andor season 1. I watched the first 3 episodes of Andor season 2 and thought it was okay. Didn't blow me away. And then I saw then they dropped another 3 and batches, and then everybody was just absolutely glazing, saying, "Oh my god, it's cinema Star Wars! It's the best Star Wars since it." I was like, bro, they're so I ended up spending the whole. It took me the whole week to do this. I ended up binge watching the remainder of the episodes, and it was good. I feel like I definitely didn't love it like everyone else did. Like the glaze on Andor was great. Like they were compared. They would say it was. I could definitely say it's the best of the Disney Star Wars. Like it's better. It's. I mean, Rogue One and I could definitely tell it's high quality. It was definitely high quality. I definitely didn't love it, but it's definitely some of the best of Disney Star Wars. I mean, which honestly isn't saying much. Disney Star Wars has been pretty dog shit so far, but it was very well done. Particularly, episode 8 and 9 were really good. The last 3, I thought it was a solid ending. But yeah, those ones in the middle, like first 3 are kind of okay. You're like, what's this? Because unfortunately, everyone we're just talking about the sexual assault scene,
right?
But which wasn't even like nothing even happened. I was like, I felt like people were being weird, like crashing out over it. But I thought it was fine. But the next 3 episodes after that, it definitely got much better. I could kind of see where people were going. Like my complaint about Andor is the same. It kind of like it's a slow burner. Like it will pay off, but
it just takes a bit to get there.
You got a lot. You really got to lock in because you think, oh, all these characters. Why do I need to know all these people? And you do, because they will all matter later. It will pay off big, but getting to that point is kind of can be a little rough, but it definitely gets there in the end.
Not to change the subject too much, but I had to show you this because I think you'll appreciate it. Explain this matchup in NBA terms.
Trey Chapman is jealous of Stephen Curry. That's exactly true.
Yeah, I don't really care about the WNBA or whatever, but like, it is kind of crazy how much that she hates Caitlin Clark.
I totally get it. Like she has a massive ego, and she feels partially responsible because like her rivalry with Caitlin Clark, at least in college, was what helped spark like this big resurgence, this big revolution in the viewership of women's basketball. With them being called basically being called the Bird and Magic of women's basketball because of their interest. And I understand like she feels some type of way because people rightfully credit Caitlin Clark more so than her because she's more fun to watch, and it just be the gap widened once we actually saw them in the WNBA,
right?
And because in college it's like, oh yeah, like she had a really good team, and we were like, okay, well, Caitlin Clark couldn't quite win a championship. Her team just wasn't good enough. But once we got into the WNBA, Caitlin Clark just went to another level, and Angel Reese, like, people realized, oh, actually, she's not that good. she's like a really good rebounder, but that's literally it. That game was so funny. Like I think they lost that game by like 30 or 40 points.
Yeah.
And Angel Reese, literally all Caitlin did was like pretty much a normal
hard foul.
Just a normal foul. Like she just like, oh, I'm not going to let you get a wide open layup. Just hit you on the arm.
And it was right after like Angel Reese got away with fouling Boston.
Yeah, and the soft ass referee called it a flagrant, and even though like she barely touched her arm, like and Angel Reese like flopped, all she did was flop, do this. And Angel Reese is like,
yeah.
Then got up like she was going to do something, and just like crashing out. I'm like, bro, what is this? It's so
I mean, I guess this is a good transition into the bad week that was in the NBA. I'm just rooting for the West. Anybody but the Knicks. Fuck the Knicks. Honestly, New York fans are so garbage. Like, I saw like some of the worst videos. Like some dude getting like just assaulted because he's wearing a Pacers jersey, and like total mob mentality.
The Knicks fans are basically big. They're basically as nearly on the level of crash out as Philly fans. Like Like they're pretty trash. It's just that the Knicks like are never good, so people kind of forgot. But
I kind of want
yeah.
Pacers T-Wolves, but I also feel like Anthony Edwards, if he wins a championship this early, I worry about what's going to happen with his ego.
Imagine. I
I
don't
do
think
feel
I don't think they're going to beat the Thunder. To be fair,
yeah, I feel like the Thunder are mostly wholesome. You know, like I can't really think of a reason to dislike them. You know,
I mean, there really isn't. Like they're like SGA. You know, he's just a chill guy. You know, got a little bit of aura, but he doesn't have a big ego. Not a super flashy game, but he just gets it done. You know, Chet like they have a lot of, you know, hard-nosed, hard-working guys play defensively, you know, like your Alex Caruso's, your J-Dub. Like it's just a fun. They're basically what the Memphis Grizzlies thought they were. Like,
I'll root for the Thunder just for Gabe, and out of hatred towards New York anything.
I don't hate the Knicks. I love Jalen Brunson, but
yeah,
I don't think they're going to beat. I don't think they're going to beat.
I mean, they should have lost like 6 games to Boston. I mean, we literally handed them that series.
Yeah,
and then Tatum blew out his knee, or I'm sorry, his Achilles.
I just don't think they're good. Like they are just they. I feel like
play hard. I'll give them that.
They're I feel like they're should be a really good team on paper, but in practice, they're not. Like I don't know why Mikal Bridges like assassinated his jump shot in the offseason, but now they can't rely on him to reliably knock down shots when he used to be like a 20-point per game scorer, shooting 40% from three. I feel like they're Tom Thibodeau not only plays his guys too many minutes, but he just doesn't know how to run like a good offensive set, like to save his life. I just watching how they beat Boston. I'm like, it's insane that this worked. Like it was literally relying on Jalen Brunson to bail them out because Karl Anthony Towns like
it is relying on the Celtics like first 2 games
awful.
Shooting like 10% from the field. Like it was brutal, and they handed them games 1 and 2. Like they should have won game 1 and 2 running away. But it doesn't matter, like because honestly, they weren't going to beat Indiana without Tatum, and it sounds like Brown was playing on a partially torn meniscus.
Yeah, so
but like just to even get through that series, I don't think the Celtics were gonna go far, especially after but I'll tell you what's crazy. You know how much Tatum loves Kobe, right?
Yeah.
So they blew out their Achilles at the exact same time on the clock in the 4th quarter of the games they tore their Achilles in.
Oh wow.
Basically, I don't ever want to see Jason Tatum in a helicopter again.
Oh no! Oh no!
Like I saw this. Somebody like pulled it up and showed Kobe on the ground and Tatum on the ground, and it was exactly 3:28 on the clock for both of them in the 4th quarter.
That's actually kind of scary.
Yeah. So that is wild. So, and I feel Tatum gets a lot of shit, and yeah, maybe he deserves some of it, but like he's a great player, and he was in the middle of having a ridiculous game.
Oh yeah, he was yeah, I feel like Tatum doesn't deserve hate. Like he's just I think his fans deserve hate. I don't think he deserves hate.
I mean, I don't know what we do.
I mean, apart from being Boston fans, I feel like the Tatum glaze is kind of it kind of reminds me of Westbrook fans in a way. Like they get really, a lot of Tatum fans get really defensive that Tatum isn't like included in certain conversations.
He should be,
and I feel like he shouldn't be. Like I feel like Tatum is kind of exactly where
he's a top 10 player in this league for sure.
Yeah, he's a top 10. He's a top 10
All
player.
NBA, even.
Yeah, but he's never. But I don't think Tatum has ever been in the conversation for a top 3 or a top 5. Like
I don't need him to be top 3. I think top 10 is more than fair.
Yeah.
He could possibly be top 5. But like I think the problem is like, look at his career though. Like, this is like the second worst like outcome of his career. Like, otherwise, he's always made the Eastern Conference Finals or the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
You know?
I think he's objectively had a great career. I just think his fans overrate him and get a little too defensive that people don't, aren't putting him like in the same conversation as like prime Kevin Durant or anything like that. Because I just don't think he's that guy. I don't think Tatum's ever been that guy. Like he's shown flashes, but the difference is consistency. I just don't think Tatum has ever been consistently a guy where it's like he's just night in and night out absolutely just ripping the heart out of the other team, and there's like not a fucking thing they can do about it.
He is a little softer than I would like him to be.
Yeah,
I think
he doesn't have that Kobe in him for sure. He doesn't have the
he
mama
wants
mentality.
to bad.
Yeah.
I that's the thing. Like, I watched the series, and that was my hardest part about watching the Celtics play the Knicks. Like, the Celtics were clearly the better team by a lot.
100%.
All right,
Knicks are ass. I'll tell you.
The Knicks out hustled the Celtics. The Knicks outworked the Celtics. They were constantly in a press. They were constantly like, they were playing hard every second of the game. And I just feel like this has always been the Celtics' Achilles heel.
Yeah, they don't play hard.
They coast too much. And I don't think they have enough killer instinct. And then you see a guy like Jalen Brunson, who I do respect. I do think is the only reason the Knicks are where they are. Like,
it's definitely not Towns.
Yeah, like, I just don't think they were that good. And I kills me that we lost game 1 and 2. It wouldn't have mattered, because I remember last year everybody was like, "Oh, the Celtics, they only win because people got hurt." And then
accurate.
I mean, that's happening this season too for everybody.
Yeah, Butler got hurt, Curry got hurt.
But people tried to make it sound like Indiana was bad last year and they like played us so hard, but like, they're a good team and they play very annoying basketball. Like, and we saw that like in that last series for them. So like, I don't want to root for them because like there's something about them that still grinds my gears a little bit.
I actually kind of understand. Like, yeah, there's something about me like that keeps me from actually rooting for the Pacers. Like it's just some about them that I just don't like. I like some of the players on the team. Like I love TJ McConnell. That's my guy.
Fuck that guy.
I love TJ.
But that's the guy that if he's on your team, you're like, oh hell yeah. Like Brad Marchand.
Yeah, loved him when he was on the Sixers. We definitely missed TJ in Philly. Like he was a Philly guy. That is a Philly player.
And I think that's why I hate him, because when he was on the Sixers too.
Yeah, yeah, love you, but yeah, Pacers as a whole, I can't pull for them. Yeah, some about them, especially they were doing a little cheap shit in that Cavs series, but just at this point, yeah, I'm kind of looking at somebody out west. Either I could go either way. Honestly, I like Edwards. I like the Thunder. At this point, it doesn't matter to me who wins as long as
the Knicks don't.
Yeah, I don't even care if the Knicks. I don't even care if the Knicks win. But honestly, I just think they won't, because I just don't think
New York.
I just don't think they're that good. Like I think if Karl Anthony Towns is your second best player, you're in trouble.
I'm going to New York on Thursday, so maybe I should not talk.
Yeah, you should definitely be a little nicer. I'm sorry, like Anthony Towns. I think that trade was a mistake. Like I think trading Randall was valid. Trading him for Towns was not. Like I think they would have been better off keeping DiVincenzo and trying to figure that out, and then try to move Randall, maybe some assets for like a better, like if they could have swung a trade for like a Walker Kessler, I think that would have been much better for the Knicks. But I understand the appeal of Towns, and he'll put up some great numbers during the regular season, but when it comes down to it, he's just not that guy. Like he he constantly makes stupid plays on defense, and it's just so easy to take him out of his offensive rhythm. Like if his shot's not falling, like you can't reliably throw it into the post. Like Derek White was like blocking him up like by himself.
And he's like so much smaller too. So it's unfortunate because this is going to be a really tough off season for the Celtics. I think we're going to lose Drew, and I think we're going to lose Porzingis, which I don't really care about at this point. But
I mean, because you never really have him. To be fair,
yeah. I never loved that trade. I'm glad we made it because we did win the title last year, and I know we contributed towards that. But
it was always great on paper. But yeah, problem with Porzingis, he's never healthy.
And he never will be. And his contract's expiring, which is why we'll be able to trade it. But I don't know. It's good. Next year is probably going to be a little bit of a lost year too, because it's very possible Tatum does not even play.
Yeah, the whole year.
Horford's saying he's going to play again. But we'll see.
But he's an old man, so you got to figure out.
Yeah,
you got to figure out a place to move. I think they're going to try to move Porzingis, Hauser, and Drew.
I think they can get away with keeping Hauser, and I think they're going to get a disabled player exception for Tatum, which is obviously going to be a massive chunk of money. So
for sure.
And who knows? Brown might be out for a while too. I don't know if he's going to have surgery on his knee. So
partial tear, he'll probably be fine by the start of the season. But that payroll, I heard it was going to be like what, $500 million.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? You got, Jalen and Tatum are definitely max contract guys.
Yeah.
Like they're max contract guy for any team in this league. So
I feel like I need like a real point guard.
Yeah, and that's why I think Drew is going to be the one that goes. I think Derek White, I would like to see him more in that role a little bit, like more as the ball handler.
I don't think he's that guy. I think he's a great 2 guard. I think they need a reliable pass first point guard that can like legitimately set everybody up.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you at all. I do like. I'm just saying that White can be that guy. Obviously, Peyton Pritchard's going to play a little bit more. Obviously, he's a little bit more of a shooter, but he can handle. He definitely improved a lot this year.
For sure. I always saw Derek White as like a really good secondary playmaker. Like he's not going to make a ton of mistakes often, but I don't think he's more better at get as like a complimentary playmaker. Like if they had like he's no like Tyrese Halliburton, or
sure,
yeah, he that is a guy who's really great at setting his office up, even if he's not the one directly getting assists.
This is, I think, the funniest thing about this matchup.
2K.
Like, they literally were in the ring against each other in WWE. I think Triple H. Hold on, Triple H tweeted something earlier. Let me find it. Yeah, here it is, right here. He tweeted.
Let's see how long it'll take Jay to get it up.
It's almost like we wrote it.
Actually, that's pretty good.
Yeah, because they both were out there. Like right here it is right here. Look at them literally squaring off.
And now we're getting a rematch.
I remember this is right when Jalen Brunson was hurt, and they were like, just be careful out there. And he did something when he went in the ring where he like pushed off on his bad hand, and they were so worried that he hurt himself. Like they were like, and it's actually possible that both of them are going to be in WWE 2K because there's a one of these things that one of their DLCs might have them in it. So
actually accurate for what's Travis. Not quite as staged, but yeah, there are definitely aspects of the NBA that are clearly rigged. They definitely rigged the draft lotteries.
I watched those ping pong balls though. Like they actually showed the ping pong balls. Like this is the first year they ever like. Usually they used to do it in the back behind closed doors.
That's why they did. They want to because they knew what they were about to do. So they wanted to have plausible deniability. I think the whole I think this is probably the most rigged draft lottery since the frozen envelope. This is so crazy. And obviously the other way they typically, because obviously the games aren't scripted, but the NBA has been known to let's assign certain referees to certain games, particularly playoff games, if they're trying to push a certain outcome. Like that's definitely something they've been known to do. And you cannot convince me that this lottery was not rigged.
I mean, how do you rig the ping pong balls though? You know what? You know what's crazy? Actually, there was a coin flip between the Bulls and the Mavericks over who got what position because they ended with the same record.
Yeah.
So like they coin flipped and the Mavericks won that coin flip. So if the Bulls had won, they would have gotten the number one pick based on the ping pong balls.
Yep.
Which is kind of crazy. And I mean, it is wild. I still think they should fight. Nico shouldn't get to make that pick.
No,
Although the Lakers are having issues with Luka too, and his conditioning.
I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine. Now he'll have a full off season. If he comes in the next season out of shape, then that'll be a thing. But yeah, getting rewarded for that is crazy. I'm just waiting for how they mess it up. Like do you think they trade the pick or they draft Cooper and figure it out?
People are convinced that he's the Celtics are going to trade for the number one pick.
No,
like I don't like they worked him out apparently, which due diligence I guess, but like I don't know what we could possibly trade for the number one pick.
They would literally have to trade Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm not gonna lie though. Like Cooper Flag is from Maine. I bet he grew up a Celtics fan.
Do they since actually hold on. I hate this because I hate Boston, but if your season is lost anyway, because think about it, I'm thinking about it now. So they have a $500 million payroll. Tatum is gone for the season with a torn Achilles, most likely. Do they own their own pick next year?
Yes.
They own their own pick next year. There's pressure.
I think they have 2 picks next year.
Yeah, there's pressure for them to cut payroll because they're not expected to be title contenders without Tatum, so no point. And they
just got a new owner.
They just got a new owner. I don't. And Nico is a fucking idiot, and he is trying to win now. And as good as Cooper is, I don't think he can contribute to a championship team right away. So there is a scenario where Boston is like, let's trade essentially Jaylen Brown for Cooper Flag. Like trade Jaylen Brown for the number one pick. Then they dump Porzingis and Drew, and then play Cooper Flag 35 minutes a game while Tatum recovers. Probably get a lottery pick, and then Tatum comes back. They hit free. They maybe do some shit in free agency. Draft get a top 10 pick. That's definitely an avenue. I can't. It's crazy, but crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
Jay, I could definitely again, Nico is a fucking idiot. I can see Boston potentially talking him into saying, "Hey, you're trying to compete for a title right now, right? Yeah, like Kyrie's going to be hurt. We get your AD's going to be back. You can pair him with Jaylen Brown, all NBA type of player and still in his prime, locked up on a long-term deal. So you have something even after AD is, if you want to get rid of AD, I definitely think you can talk Nico into trading that number 1 pick. It's just a matter of does Boston do it by dangling Jaylen Brown, or does Milwaukee do it by dangling Giannis? And would Giannis want to go to Dallas?
I don't ever want to see Jaylen Brown in another uniform. I honestly love Jaylen Brown. He's a complicated player. He's not like perfect, because I don't think he's as much of a natural shooter as some of the other guys. Like, he's had to work at it.
For sure.
But I love, like, he's that dude, you know. So it'd be really tough for me to see him play somewhere else. But
for sure.
I mean, Cooper Flag. I mean,
I think somehow the Spurs are going to end up with the number 1 pick. I just have a feeling. I think they're going to figure out. I think they're going to figure out a way to finesse Nico and take. And I think everyone's going to be what's going to happen. I think somehow the Spurs. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if the Spurs somehow ended up with Cooper Flag and Giannis.
Wouldn't them getting Ace be like the best thing for them, though? I mean, I know they just got the kid from Sacramento,
De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, they were considering Ace or Dylan Harper, but I know that they also are eyeing the possibility of competing for a title, and so I know that if you're the Spurs and Milwaukee is like Giannis, I feel like you have to take that, right?
Maybe Giannis and Wemby next to each other seems like too much. Like, I feel like
the fit works. I mean, because Wemby can space the floor.
Sure.
And
I mean,
obviously defensively. Well, he's better for mid range, but he's more like his strength is more like a downhill slasher. So he's definitely better playing off Wemby like that, with having Wemby be able to space. Obviously, defensively, that's insane. Like,
I do also have to say, I am very much appreciating right now that the Maple Leafs are absolutely choking in another Game 7. Nothing brings me more happiness than watching the Maple Leafs lose.
Hockey sucks.
In hockey. I will never forget 2013, Bruins went to the Stanley Cup Finals. And we were down. We were in Toronto for Game 7. They were down 4-0, and I was watching I worked, and then all of my coworkers and I, we went to the closest restaurant and watched the game at the bar.
Was it
they were down? No, it was a local place, Owen O'Leary's. And there's like probably 10-15 of us from work, and we're just watching, and it got to the third period, and I think they were down like 4-0, and it just looked over. I was like, oh, I can't watch this. So I just drove home. I'm like, I'll watch the rest at home. I'm going to go now. And I listened to it on the radio. And as I'm driving home, scored a goal. They came back and won scoring like 6 goals in the third period, and just absolutely shattered the Maple Leafs.
Shame on you for missing.
Do you know no Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup since 1992, I believe.
I thought Canada invented hockey. How's that possible?
It's the curse of Patrick Roy. Patrick Roy is one of the best goalies of all time, and he was playing for Montreal. He won a cup with Montreal. I think it was 96. They left him in a game. Like, typically, if you're a star goalie, if you're having a bad night and you give up like 6 goals, they're going to pull you and put the backup in. They did not pull him. They made him sit out there, and he gave up like 12 goals. Walked off the ice, said, "Trade me." They traded him to Colorado, won the Stanley Cup with Colorado that year, and curse of Patrick Roy began. No Canadian team, and there won't be one this year either.
Oh, wow.
Because it's all American teams left.
That's the only interesting thing I've ever heard about hockey.
Yeah, Carolina and oh no, I'm lying. Edmonton's still there, so all right, Edmonton could win.
Or could they?
I mean, they have the best player in the league, so yeah, probably.
Now to transition as fast as possible from hockey. What we had some updates about the Iron Man game. This one, the most interesting bit was from alleged playtester. So always a grain of salt, especially someone allegedly breaking NDA. But they described what pretty much I would expect for the most part from Iron Man game. We'll see how much of it actually ends up being true, but they compared the flying to Anthem, which would make sense since Motive did work on Anthem way back then with helping out as a support studio. They mentioned there was going to be a crafting system for suits, so you're crafting parts to create suits with us to unlock new abilities. They compared the ground combat to the Arkham, kind of like free flowy, I guess. And they of course mentioned that there are no plans for microtransactions, which always makes me laugh because people are like, "Oh, of course it's going to have microtransactions," when like EA literally just doesn't do that. That's the funny thing that they have. They basically have among players like the same reputation as Ubisoft, except they don't like do any of the stuff Ubisoft does. Like EA, the EA is very like efficient with what they do. Like they have their live service games all set up. Like they have their Madden, their FC, they have their Apex, and all that like is the bulk of their revenue. They just get they collect that money, and then they use that to pay for pretty much everything else. And so that's why they're able to not put microtransactions in their single player games, especially. Like if you look at pretty much all the games they were releasing, even the co-op ones, like Split Fiction, that's an EA game this year, big, huge game this year. No microtransactions. It Takes Two, before that, no microtransactions. Same with Dead Space Remake, even Dragon Age: The Veilguard, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order. Like they're very consistent about that. So
Battlefront and Battlefield had microtransactions.
Yeah, and those are live service games, and they ended up obviously pulling a bunch of that monetization from Battlefront 2 after all of the backlash. But yeah, like when it comes to live service games, they make it very clear. Okay, live service games got to have microtransactions. Anything else, we just leave that out. So I definitely respect them for that. More as Fabian as well. I respect that aspect. Whereas Ubisoft, they pretty much just monetize every game the same way as if it was a live service game. Pretty much, like if it was a single player game, it's going to have some kind of season pass or something like that. It's going to have it's going to have the microtransaction. That's what they do. But Ubisoft, EA just takes the opposite approach. So I'm definitely not expecting any of that in Iron Man. Obviously, it's going to be open world action RPG. I think I'm very curious to see that first gameplay, because I think outside of Marvel's Avengers, we haven't really seen like Iron Man in that kind of game since his solo game, which was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think I have. I don't know if I still have it actually.
It was like Xbox 360, I think Eric was talking about. So yeah, for me, I just think of like how this combat was in Marvel's Avengers, and I actually bought Anthem for $5, so I'll get to experience that a little bit. But yeah, I feel like Marvel's Avengers kind of pretty much nailed it a lot. It's just obviously they had some limitations because of the engine, but I don't know. It's I feel like Iron Man isn't terribly hard to do conceptually. You just got to make the flying feel good.
I have Anthem back there. I was looking to see if I have like the steelbook for it. So
yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it out for myself. But yeah, I think it's gonna.
I remember being so hyped for that game, and I got it played a little bit, just didn't love it. Because I love BioWare, man. Like, BioWare has always been one of my favorite studios, but Mass Effect had lots of microtransactions, though. Mass Effect 3, anyway.
That's like 3, yeah.
But that's going back pretty far, so.
Yeah, I haven't played any of the Mass Effect games.
Oh, what are you doing? Commander Shepard is one of my favorite characters in gaming.
I imagine. I just had zero interest in Mass Effect back then. I played a lot of, when I was a kid, I played a lot of sports games, a lot of wrestling games. I was into like more like action, a lot of action games, like love the platformers, like Nintendo 64 era. I was big in Nintendo, so I was all about Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap, Mario 64, Donkey Kong, Banjo and Kazooie, like all those. I love a good platformer. Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, loved all the platformers, loved the sports stuff. Didn't really get into. Yeah, I like completely missed Mass Effect. By then I was probably playing like NBA 2K and Devil May Cry, GTA. That's pretty much what I was mainly into. Then I like took a straight up break from gaming like altogether for like multiple years. So I definitely missed a lot of stuff.
I'm pretty sure you can you don't have to, but like I'm pretty sure you can get like the Mass Effect collection. I have cheap, and I think it has all 3 games.
I have enough of a backlog.
Yeah, exactly. I will never forget for Mass Effect 3. Like that was one of those first like big internet gaming moments, the ending, because like they made such a big deal about how all your choices are gonna matter.
It's a me, my audio. Mario 64. Mario 64, go to game.
They made like such a big deal about how all your decisions were gonna matter, and then
they did not matter.
Not as much as they made it out to be.
That's always so. Yeah, it's always unfortunate. Like Hogwarts Legacy was kind of like that too. That's why I appreciate Baldur's Gate 3 and wish it had completely different combat because I appreciate an RPG that truly gives you like choice.
Yeah,
to, like change.
Well, that's the thing. There was a lot of choice. Like there are certain characters like there's like a part in the first game where like you have to choose which character to save. And if you don't pick the right one, like, or whichever one you don't pick, you never see them again,
No.
And like, there are people that are like, oh, I haven't seen, who is that character? I just played 2 whole games without them, So, but there are people who are like, oh, that's best character in my game.
Yeah, but
that's Miranda. Like Miranda should be enough for you to want to play the game.
Yeah,
if we're being honest.
I have so many games to get through. I'm still trying to finish Doom. Then I have Claire Expedition 33, which everyone's saying is the game of the year.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that, and I played the prologue, and I keep meaning to go back to it because it was everything they said it is.
Yeah, I haven't started it yet, so I'm gonna fire that up once I have time, and then I still want to finish Monster Hunter, at least the main part of Monster Hunter Wilds. I haven't touched any of the Star Wars Outlaws DLC. I have to finish Outer Worlds. I didn't even start Cyberpunk. I'm supposed to start my Cyberpunk playthrough. Like, it's crazy.
I'm just saying though that Miranda from Mass Effect, I believe, is where the term cake came from.
Yeah, I've seen the artwork. I'm familiar. I'm familiar with her game.
yeah. So
I just don't have the time to throw in Mass Effect.
I feel you on the time, like on the backlog though, because like I'm the same way. I want to play Claire Obscura. I'm not as far as I thought I would be on Doom. I just
I think I'm on chapter like 15 or something.
Oh, I'm not even close to that.
Yeah. I'm pretty far. I just got to lock in.
Yeah. So, but Doom is so good though.
It's a lot of fun.
It's just so much fun.
Yeah, people are. I'm seeing the grifters are coming after it because it's not doing great on Steam, but it's pretty much in line with Doom 2016. Like it's because it released on Game Pass and PlayStation, so obviously they're grifters, so they're leaving that part out. But yeah, like 31,000 concurrents on Steam for a game that's same day Game Pass and on PlayStation. Like yeah. It's like, and it's a Doom game. Like the outlier is Doom Eternal. It peaked at 86K on Steam, but it came out in 2020. So any game that comes out in 2020, I automatically have to add in the COVID exclaimer, the COVID asterisk, because every game basically got a 5x multiplier from
I just have to weigh in on this, okay? Like, this is the only thing Travis has ever been like demonstratively right about. Okay, like very, very few things. Like Jack was cool, don't get me wrong.
He's wrong all the time.
Jack was a cool character, but like I would all the aliens over Jack. Hate to say it.
Wow, Jay, who would have thought Jay and Travis agreeing with each other?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I've seen everything.
I mean, all right. So now you're definitely wrong often, but anyway.
Literally all the time.
Probably more than most people, to be honest.
Yeah, I've quite literally very rarely seen anyone that's wrong so frequently, but that's also partially because he has so many opinions. so many things. He's just always wrong, but occasionally he'll surprise you with a take.
I will say though, I actually I'm not going to say that. I'm going to hold on to that until a later date.
Cliffhanger. All right, I think it's a good time to wrap it up for the week.
Yeah,
thank you.
Great show. This is a fun show.
Very, very fun show. Very, very enjoyable. Good. Always good talking to old man Jay. Having a nice little chat. Next week could potentially be crazy. I mean, who knows what nonsense Bungie will get itself into this time. We're also getting closer to Marvel Rivals season 2.5, and we could potentially get a PlayStation Showcase announcement. So we'll see.
I'm kind of like, I don't know what I want to do because Thursday I have to drive. I'm driving down to New York City, and I've been debating getting a hotel, but now I don't have to go to Prince Street Pizza because I was going to do that to try to get the Ranger skin for Doom.
Ooh.
But I managed to get one online from a guy for $15, which is cheaper than getting the pizza. So
sure,
I'm fine with that. And I just, when you're in New York City, like a mile and a half is like 30 miles anywhere else.
Pretty
so
much.
Like my brother happened to have next week off, like because he had like use it or lose it time. So he's going to drive down with me, but I have to be in New York City for 11 a.m. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to Fanatics, which is it's like the big merch company for every sporting league. Like, this hoodie, you bought it from Fanatics, like you buy everything from Fanatics. They also cover
#spawn.
WWE, NASCAR. It's not even sponsored. I'm like not I think they're going to give me some kind of a goodie bag, but I have no idea what I'm going there for. I know that I'm meeting with like the owner of the company at some point.
Ooh.
And Michael Rubin's the guy that throws those white parties in the Hamptons where everybody goes.
Not freak offs.
Not the freak offs, but they're called the white party. And
we know why.
I mean, there are plenty of non-whites there. Everybody wears white. But
white hood, white with hoods as well.
I just don't know what to expect, but it's kind of like one of those things where you get invited to something like this, you don't say no. So I'm hoping it's cool.
Maybe they'll put you on the board of directors.
They should. It's like I'm meeting with executives to give my opinions on stuff. And let me tell you, if you ever read any of my tweets about Fanatics, they are not good. Because their merch is mostly junk.
Oh, maybe they're there. Maybe they're there to punish you for your.
No, maybe. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. And my brother's gonna go down. He's gonna we're gonna park where I'm going for the thing, and he's just gonna take an Uber up to Midtown Comics.
Well, well, just in case, make sure you ping your location in case they are there to fuck you up for talking shit.
I have an option where I can just get a hotel that night and stay overnight, and I'm just debating whether or not I want to, because it's about a 4-hour drive, it's not awful, but it's also not ideal. So
driving 4
we'll
hours
see.
Could not be me.
Well, I do it all the time. I've driven to Seattle and back, so
yeah.
All right. Anyway, get the hotel. I got clearance for it, so.
Oh, got it. You got approval from the wife.
I did get approval. I mean, half the battle though is the dogs,
True.
So. Anyway.
All right. We'll catch you next week. Jay will tell us all about it. Hopefully, he makes it back in one piece. Yeah. He is going to a dangerous city after all.
Hopefully I'm not sex trafficked.
Hopefully, you never trust those Hampton types. Right? So we'll be praying for you. Appreciate you all for hanging out. Hopefully, we have a PlayStation showcase to talk about next week instead of Jay's trip to this merch conference.
Yeah.
I'm Sadot the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
Thank the Lord above. Zip it up and zip it out. Peace, my nation.